Hey, gang, it's another episode of The Franchise. What episode is this, Hank?
This is 36, my friend.
36. All right. Well, I'm your host, Daniel Ehrenberg.
And I'm your host, Henry Papali. Hold on, Dan. I had a vocal exercise I need to do right before this. Do you mind if I just take a second to do it?
Go on.
Okay. The young pope!
Oh!
The young pope!
That's right, guys.
Smoking cigarette. Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay.
Smoking cigarettes. The young pope.
Yeah, all right. Hey,
I'm
guys. Guys,
Yeah,
before we
I'm
get started,
sorry.
just a quick reminder. The last two episodes of The Young Pope are on tonight and tomorrow night. If you're listening to this on Sunday, check out all 10. Young Pope! Mourning the death of a kangaroo!
Yeah.
Oh, you're going nuts.
Well, that was I have to warm up my voice. So,
Yeah.
it's my Brian Johnson, Bon Scott vocal warm up. So
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
Thanks. All right.
Um,
I'm good. I'm ready, I think. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got news for you. We're covering Lethal Weapons 3 and 4 today, but we also decided to watch the pilot episode of the Lethal Weapon TV series. Did you do it, Hank?
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, I did it too.
Yeah. At your request, I did it.
Yeah, with Homie the Clown as Murtaugh. Blank Man. Okay. Let's start with Lethal Weapon 3, though. Directed, Hey, Donner's back. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Richard Donner needed to direct 4 of these.
I don't know, man. I guess, yeah.
Pass
True.
it off. God.
I know, right? Yeah, you'd think after the first two, he'd be like, I'll produce the next one. But
Anybody could do these. How did Tony Scott not direct one of these?
I got to tell you, not spoiler alert, I think I would have liked it if Tony Scott had a hand in it.
In 3?
In any of them. In 3 or 4.
All right, we'll get to that. I have a lot of opinions about both of these movies.
All right.
Okay, so Richard Donner's directing. Jeffrey Boehm is back to write from part 2, but he's been joined by Robert Mark Kamen, a franchise expert.
Yeah.
You know much about Robert Michael Kamen? Robert Mark Kamen?
I read a little bit, but please educate.
Listen, this is a man who created 3 of the great franchises. All right?
Go ahead.
He wrote the first 3 Karate Kid movies.
Wow.
Yeah. He can you stop moving your mic?
Sorry. Trying to fix a headphone issue.
Oh,
All right.
God. You're driving me nuts.
I am done.
Okay. He also wrote all the Taken movies.
That's right. Yeah.
And the Jason Statham Transporter series. All right?
Yeah.
And on top of those, he's got The Fifth Element and Taps on his resume. So this guy's an all-star.
I was just going to say, he's an auteur.
I love him.
Why not?
I like all those movies.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's got a resume.
Yeah, he does. Lethal Weapon 3, it was released May 15th, 1992.
Yeah.
A budget of $35 million. A box office of $321 million. It is the most successful Lethal Weapon movie.
My God.
All right. Now, I'm not going to get into that year of box office too much because we just recently covered it. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, you might recall.
Oh, right. You're
All
right
right.
about that.
Now,
Okay.
Home Alone 2 Lost in New York was number 2, and Lethal Weapon 3 was number 4. And we remarked at the time, how the fuck was Lethal Weapon still so successful?
Yeah. We did.
I think I figured it out watching these movies. Because the first 2 were really good. So people wanted to see a third one.
Sure.
But this movie is dire.
I completely agree.
And I'm gonna flag it up right now. A lot of people think the Lethal Weapon series was just an exercise in the movies getting worse and worse. I think 4 is an improvement on this movie.
Oh my God, I completely agree. I didn't think we would see eye to eye on that, but I agree.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So not only do you have those fellas involved, but I made a joke last week, you might recall. How was Jan de Bont not the DP of these movies?
That was absolutely on my radar, and I laughed my fucking ass off.
Here he is, Jan de Bont, director of photography in Lethal Weapon 3. All right.
Yeah, I know. I thought of that. I thought of that when I was watching it. I was like, "Oh my God, we made a joke about that last week, and here he is."
Yeah, I mean, what? He must have directed Speed right on the heels of this movie.
Yeah, or right after. Yeah, I mean, right after, or whatever. Yeah,
that's what I meant. That's what "on the heels" means.
Oh, is that what that means? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. I'm just trying to educate you. All right, Mel's back. His mullet had decreased in part 2, but now it's the largest one I've ever seen.
I told you when you were railing on it on the first one. I said, "You just wait," and you were like, "No," and I told you it was coming back big time. Yeah,
it's crazy. He looks like one of these nut jobs that gets like surgery to look like a lion. Sometimes he's got his hair in a ponytail in this movie.
Oh my God. I know that what you're talking about too. You're talking about like that thing that's like on HBO, right? With the people who get like want to become animals.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Excellent.
Glover's back. I mean, he's doing his best. It's
everyone's trying.
Are they?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll get to that.
I'm not sure Donner's trying this time.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'll tell you who is trying. Sting. Now,
it's probably me, but
no, it's Sting.
No, that was a joke.
You. I don't know.
It's probably me. That's the song.
Oh, is that the name of the song?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, this movie opens on a song by Sting. And this was probably around the Fields of Barley era of Sting.
Yes.
As I walk through fields of gold. He's concentrating more on keeping his heart on for a full week before coming, rather than, music. My mother had a CD of Sting from around this era. It was called 10 Summoner's Tales, which is one of the worst album titles of all time. Yeah.
Oh, I knew this was going to come up. Oh, man.
And it's here that I realized why people don't regard Lethal Weapon as highly as Die Hard. As a series.
Okay.
And it's because Lethal Weapon is fucking square. What a boring, nerdy piece of shit Lethal Weapon is. Look at these movies' likes and dislikes. Lethal Weapon, what is it like? Eric Clapton, Sting, The Three Stooges. All right? David Sanborn, isn't that saxophonist?
Yeah.
All right. Now, go back to Die Hard. What's Die Hard into? Run DMC.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah. Good point.
Die Hard's fucking cool. Lethal Weapon is a nerd. If fucking Riggs met John McClane would rip on him.
Oh.
Riggs would be a villain in a Die Hard movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you prefer John McClane to Riggs?
By a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
I think that's the difference between these movies, man. I think
Yeah.
Die Hard's cool, and Lethal Weapon 3 simply is not. Listen,
Yeah, but
we're talking about early 90s. Die Hard's MTV. Lethal Weapon's VH1.
Yeah, but the first two were fucking awesome.
I
come on.
agree, but I'm just saying, like, every move these movies make is just lame.
Every move you make, I'll be fucking.
Very good. Yeah. You know, like, if Lethal Weapon is Knocking on Heaven's Door by Eric Clapton, Die Hard's Knocking on Heaven's Door by Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right, that's my hot take.
That is a hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you set me up with the plot of Lethal Weapon 3?
Who gives a
All
shit?
right?
All right. Real simply, it's an ex-cop is an arms dealer, and he's selling armor-piercing bullets, and Riggs and Murtaugh have to take him down. And that's about it.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's like Magnum Force, but boring.
Right. And we've introduced a female.
Yeah, Renee Russo, who's fine in this movie.
Love her. I love her. Yeah. I actually wrote down movies that she's in that I like.
Well, Renee Russo's kind of a strange duck because she doesn't work a lot.
No, not anymore.
But she never really did. She like pops up in like a movie a year maybe and then takes like 2 years off.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's weird. I mean, what are your Renee Russo likes?
In the Line of Fire.
Great movie.
Major League.
Yeah, true. She's great in that.
Tin Cup.
Ugh. Tin
Yeah,
Cup.
I know.
Listen.
I know.
Listen, Tin
I know.
Cup is a 2 hour and 15-minute Kevin Costner movie about golf.
Pretty boring.
Yeah.
Pretty boring. But she's fine.
Oh.
Thomas Crown Affair.
She's naked all over that thing.
And the latest I could find was Nightcrawler.
Oh, yeah, she's great in those. And she's also pretty good in those Thor movies.
Well, yeah, that'll come up in my superhero count.
Oh,
yeah.
good point, yeah. Not to flag that up.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who else is back in this movie?
Ugh,
Joe Pesci.
not a good idea.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Joe Pesci in Lethal Weapon 2, he's playing Leo Getz, and I guess he's like he keeps saying like it's because I'm the guy that can get to you anything or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's kind of funny. Like he's just this like nuisance. But in this movie, what he's like working as Murtaugh's real estate dealer.
Yeah, it's really contrived.
It doesn't make any sense. He has a Wesley Snipes and Denzel Washington bleach blonde hairdo. Wait, did I say Wesley Snipes in Denzel Washington just now?
I understand the Wesley Snipes reference. I don't quite
I
understand.
meant Demolition Man.
Yeah, right. But did Denzel ever bleach his hair?
No, not at all. I think when I start to say dead, though, I just immediately go to Denzel Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
It's
Yeah.
Demolition Man. Kanye West has bleach blonde hair right now, for the record.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah. And to me, anytime anyone has bleach blonde hair, they just look like Wesley Snipes and Demolition Man.
Any black person?
No,
or just-
even Joe Pesci.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's all he's doing in this movie.
Oh,
Yeah. He just
God.
doesn't belong here. You know what? We'll get to Lethal Weapon 4, but I actually thought they justified his presence in that movie decently.
yeah. Well, more so, and then this.
Oh,
thing.
I don't know why he's farting around this movie.
Yeah, I know. I feel like maybe in this movie he had, after he had gotten the Oscar for Goodfellas. He made My Cousin Vinny, right?
The Home Alones.
Right, and so maybe it was just kind of like, oh, he's bankable. Let's
He's
put him
big.
in.
He's a big
Yeah.
star. Listen, this was an era where they were, he got to star in movies.
Yeah, when 50-year-old people were still like movie stars, not 22-year-old. Yeah, Right.
Yeah, today Leo Getz would be played by Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah.
The least charismatic of
Tom
the
Holland
Hemsworths.
would play Leo Getz.
Ooh, more on Liam Hemsworth next week, right?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, flagging it up. Tease. I'll tease you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now everyone's thinking, will it be Independence Day or Hunger Games?
Well, let them think.
Yep. All right. What else? What else? Murtaugh.
I don't know, man. I mean, this movie.
No,
is
I've got a lot
really
to say.
bad.
It's totally different from the first two because this one is just a comedy.
It's a comedy.
Yeah, there's really no stakes.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It is a comedy. I mean, it has. I was going to save this for 4, but I might as well say it now. The first 2 movies referenced, the Three Stooges several times. Now we have entered the realm of this is the Three Stooges. That's what it is.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. But
Yeah.
here's why it's not funny.
Well, like the Three.
I mean, one of the many reasons. Yeah, I know. Three Stooges suck. But, hey, I got a lot of feedback from people agreeing with us about the Three Stooges. So,
Oh, really?
Thanks to the listeners.
Why don't you share that? I didn't know that.
I don't remember it anymore. I'm not going on Twitter right now.
No, it's fine. But we got feedback. Okay.
Yeah. People agree with that. No one likes the fucking Three Stooges anymore. You got to be from the greatest generation to like that shit.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tom Brokaw likes them probably. All right, so listen, Murtaugh is going through some shit in this movie.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why? I don't even remember. He's like depressed. He's thinking of retiring. He wants to move the family. Right?
Yeah, I mean that's essentially his motivation is I want to get through this and then I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, I think doesn't he like have 8 days left till retirement in this movie? It's one of those, like one last job.
Right.
And but Riggs is still having fun at his expense and shit. And I don't know, their relationship is too contentious in this movie. Like in the first 2 movies, they're having fun together. They genuinely like each other. I feel like Murtaugh's sick of Riggs in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. I don't know if you'll agree or disagree, but the best part of the movie is the opening.
Oh, I disagree.
Okay. Yeah.
You're talking about the opening is the dismantling the bomb sequence?
That's the only part of the movie I liked.
Yeah, so I hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah.
It's just first of all, okay, let's go through this sequence.
Okay.
There's a bomb in a building. Murtaugh and Riggs get to the building, and the bomb squad is like 3 minutes away.
Right.
But Riggs, because he's a madman,
Yeah.
he's like, let's go in and dismantle the bomb together.
Right.
So they pop in there, and they try it, and they banter, and then they fuck up, and the building explodes, and they're able to get out in time.
Yeah.
And then the bomb squad shows up. So, first of all, definitely people are dead from this.
I would think.
Yeah. They've destroyed a building. They've done this when the bomb squad could easily have dismantled this situation.
Yeah, just wait.
And then Riggs and Murtaugh just get bumped down to like street cops. No,
Yeah.
They are off the force because they are in jail.
Yeah.
I hate it. And how about listen?
All right.
And Richard Donner liked this sequence too. Did you happen to stick around past the credits?
On Lethal Weapon 3?
Yep.
No.
There's a stinger scene.
Ooh, I'm surprised you stuck around. What is it?
I don't even remember it that well, but you don't see Riggs and Murtaugh. You see them from above in a car. They're driving up to a building, and you hear like ADR lines from Mel and Danny.
Yeah.
And they're like, maybe we should wait for the bomb squad on this one, Riggs.
Oh, wait. I did see that. Yeah, it's not like I thought you were talking like a post-credits.
It is. It's after the credits.
I think I know what you're talking
It's
about. Go
after
ahead.
the closing credits.
Okay, go ahead.
And then, but then they decide not to go in, but then the building explodes anyway. And they're like, no way they're going to believe us that we weren't involved in this. And they're like, yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. And they start driving away, and you hear them go, we're getting too old for this shit.
Oh, no, I did not.
And then that's it. It's
Wow.
a post-credits stinger with a big catchphrase.
God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No, I mean, for our listeners, this movie is a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't remember. I think I had only seen it once or twice, and I knew I didn't like it, but I was, obviously, as usual, willing to give it a shot. But I was surprised at how fucking horrible it was. I mean, it not only that it lost, after Lethal Weapon 2, it clearly lost all credibility with the Riggs character being crazy, because it's like it doesn't work anymore. He's
pretty well adjusted.
What?
He's pretty well adjusted.
Right, and the whole thing with that is that's the greatness of that character in 1 and 2, like how you actually kind of convinced me a little bit in 2, how he is better, but he's still fucked up.
Yeah, it's about him finding a support system. And Lethal Weapon 3 is about him finding a woman.
Right. And
it's just not interesting.
It's not interesting. It's a mess. I mean, there's no good villain. The action sequences are fucking boring. I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, it's such a cash cow. This is, I mean, the fact, we're covering it on our podcast, The Franchise, and this is a great example of a franchise that really needed to stop at 2.
I don't even think so, because 2 convinced me that you can do more movies with these characters.
Oh, it did?
They're just bad ones. They're bad.
You think this could have been something?
Yeah, because we'll get to the Lethal Weapon TV show, and that show is just basically a police procedural.
Yeah.
I think you could do that with these characters, like the Dirty Harry series. Just have them on a case every movie.
Yeah.
I liked two scenes.
Did you like the whole Murtaugh romance with the black woman and the?
Oh, the fucking truck. Was that in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, there's like this heavy-set black woman stalking Murtaugh, and I don't even understand. It's just for laughs, and it's terrible.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah. I liked 2 scenes in this movie.
Go ahead.
All right. I enjoyed Murtaugh drunk on his boat. He's depressed, and Mel comes to give him a talking to, and Murtaugh thinks Riggs is sleeping with his daughter.
Oh, yes. Right.
I really enjoyed that scene, not because it's a good scene, it's badly written, but Danny Glover, it's like the one scene where he gets to act in this movie, and he's really good.
Yeah. Well, wasn't there, you read that whole thing about how in the original draft, Riggs was actually with Rianne?
Yeah, I did read that.
Yeah, well, that would have been interesting.
I've got to presume that they backed away from it because they realized that the actress who plays Rianne can't act.
Ooh, that's mean. That's why you think they did that?
Yeah, she's terrible.
I didn't think that's why. I thought it was like an age thing.
I don't think so. Because she's looking a lot older in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think they were just like, oh, she can't pull this off? And...
No, we need an actual actress. Maybe Renee Russo.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Renee Russo, she figures into the other scene I liked.
Okay.
And
don't tell me the fucking stripping scene.
What stripping scene?
With the gun wounds and all that shit.
Yes.
Ugh.
And listen, they're hanging out comparing scars.
Yeah.
And it's shot and written and performed exactly like the scene on the boat towards the end of Jaws.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was a Jaws reference, and I love Jaws, so I enjoyed that scene.
Oh God, yes, but yeah, okay, yeah, well, all right, yeah, okay. I just it was just uncomfortable for me. I didn't.
Well, the whole relationship's uncomfortable because, first of all, Renee Russo is just a cop. She's just a lady cop. And Riggs cannot handle the fact that there's a lady cop on the force.
Oh,
and
my God.
He's just a bully to her. He sexually harasses her. There's one point where he pulls Renee Russo into the men's bathroom and just whips his dick out. Granted, it's facing the urinal and he's pissing. But,
Sure.
What the fuck, dude? If she tells Mary Ellen Trainor about that, Rick is fired. Mary Ellen Trainor, the what is she, like the psychologist of the police force?
Yeah, actually,
in all four of these movies, she's in all four and never gets anything to do.
No, she doesn't. But she's kind of my favorite character.
Okay.
Yeah, she's great. I love her thing in the first two, especially the first.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah. Sigmund Freud.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
lot of puns in this movie.
Lot of puns.
Yeah, there's one line. What does he say? What, are you trying to bait me? I think Renee Russo says, "Are you trying to bait me?" And Riggs goes, "I'm a master of it." Great masturbation joke.
Nice.
Ugh.
Yeah. Fuck.
Gross.
Ugh.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh yeah,
man.
I did write about it's Dolores the truck driver. That's the never mind. Yeah, the action is ridiculous in this movie. I mean, it's Joe Pesci's farting around. I hated it.
Yeah, I did too. I hated it too. I think I have one note here, which was probably my only positive note, was when they were in the locker room together and Murtaugh accidentally fires his gun.
Yeah.
And Riggs covers for him. Like, I thought that was like a nice touch in their relationship, but that was it. I thought maybe
you're grasping at straws.
I sure am. You're absolutely right. But, I was like, something to get on here. Yeah.
Hey, signs that it is 1992. Riggs is trying to quit smoking in this movie. That's great.
Yeah, I disagree with that whole approach. But yeah.
And the other one I have is there's a funeral scene set to the Boyz II Men song, "It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday."
I'm glad you brought that up because that was the most painful scene for me to sit through.
Why?
I despise that song.
Oh, I love Boyz II Men, so I was okay with it.
Hate them.
What?
And I despise that song and I hate them.
Wait. I'm learning this for the first time.
You might be.
Why do you hate Boyz II Men?
Because they fucking suck.
Not even like early Boyz II Men, like Motown Philly Harmony?
Well, that's more tolerable, but it's still garbage. No.
No,
See,
man. I love that number 2 record.
No, I was a teenager. I was a teenager when that shit came out, and it was fucking intolerable to me.
You don't like End of the Road?
Oh!
That song's great.
Oh,
I'll Make Love to You.
Look, man. Oh,
A song from Mama from the Soul Food soundtrack is amazing.
You are destroying me right now.
Have I told the story of when my family first got cable on this podcast yet?
Go ahead.
I was really excited about it. It was 1993 or 4. And
you were a tiny tot.
I was 8, I think. And it was going to be installed during the school day, right?
Yeah.
So like when I got home from school, I was going to have cable finally.
Yeah.
And so I got out of school, ran home full speed the whole way. All right? Now
Okay.
what was the first thing I did? I put on MTV.
Oh man.
All right? What was on? I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, this is amazing. I was so pumped. I loved that song. Watched the video. Then, like, near the end of the video, I was like, well, let me experiment with the cable some more. Turn the channel down one, VH1. What was on? I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men. I was like, this is my dream. I love cable television. I could watch the video for I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men on 2 different networks at the same time. If my favorite part of the song isn't on one network, I'll try the other one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I despise it. It's fucking garbage. And okay.
You're the best R&B of the 90s.
That's not R&B.
Yes, it is.
Marvin fucking Gaye is R&B, all right? Bill Withers is R&B.
It's a different kind.
Oh, please. Those fucking idiots. It was horrible.
Don't say that about Nathan, Michael, Sean, and Wanya.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Those are the members of Boyz II Men.
I
might be wrong about Michael, but the others are correct.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, Boyz II Men's great.
Yeah, they're horrible. And before we wrap up, I did want to point out: did you catch? You're a fan of? I know you love Nicolas Cage.
Of course I do.
Now, Con Air. Did you catch Billy Bedlam in this movie?
Who's that in Con Air?
He's Billy Bedlam.
Oh,
in Con Air.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
He's one of the henchmen in this movie.
Okay.
You didn't catch him?
No, I didn't. You know who's a henchman in all of the Lethal Weapon movies? The guy who plays LaFours, the mall cop in Mallrats.
Oh, I did. Wait.
Sven Thornson, I think his name is.
Oh boy, I don't know. I thought you were talking about Michael Rooker, but I
no. Remember LaFours? He doesn't have any lines of dialogue in Mallrats, but he's just like trying to nab Jay and Silent Bob the entire movie.
No, it's been a while. I don't remember. Yeah.
He's the one who has Jason Lee arrested at one point too.
Okay.
Yeah. All those Mallrats memories. All right, let's wrap up Lethal Weapon 3.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I have more notes. Wait. How about that hockey game?
Oh my God.
They have to like look for someone at a hockey game, and it's the Kings versus the Maple Leafs, but they're just wearing generic jerseys. It's like the correct colors, but one of them just says Los Angeles on it, and one of them says Toronto.
Oh, that's funny you said that, because when they were doing that, I was looking for a Kings emblem.
No, both of them are totally wrong. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
That would have been a good game at the time, though.
You're a big hockey fan, so
yeah.
Two
good teams at the time. That would have been Wayne Gretzky versus Matt Sundin. Yeah. All right, let's
well
finish.
Done.
Yeah.
Well done, Mike Myers.
Sure. Sure. I'm giving this movie a 1.
I really should too. I might alter it. I was going to give it 2, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to give it a 1 as well.
Boom.
It's fucking terrible. You've converted me.
Yeah. All right.
1 star.
MVP.
Well, for me, it was pretty obvious, but
I'll go with Rene Russo.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep. And LVP for me was very obvious.
Joe Pesci?
No.
Oh, Richard
Fucking-
Donner?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with Pesci.
What are you doing, man?
Because we're talking about LVP stands for least valuable player.
Well,
and
that
Joe
would be
Pesci
Richard Donner.
adds no value to this movie.
Well, I agree completely. I mean, but also just Donner for making such a phenomenal sequel and then following it up with this shit. So yeah, superhero count. I only found Rene Russo.
Sure, she plays Freya in the Thor movies.
Excuse me,
Frasier?
Frigga.
Oh man, I haven't read Thor in a while.
Thor's mom, Frigga.
Right, married to Odin, played by
Right.
Anthony Hopkins.
Played by Anthony Hopkins, who we will cover at some point with the Hannibal Lecter movies.
And Thor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Yeah.
Has he been in any others?
Who?
Anthony Hopkins.
Any other like franchises?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was there Bad Company too?
No, but I saw that in theaters.
Of course you did.
Was there a sequel to Instinct with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Oh Lord!
Yeah.
Where he plays Anthony Hopkins plays a gorilla, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Jesus Christ!
Is there a sequel to The Human Stain in which he plays a black man? That's my favorite blackface Anthony Hopkins. Yeah.
Oh man! Oh God!
I drank
All right.
his liver with a nice glass of Kool-Aid.
All right. Well done.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Um,
Moving on.
to Lethal Weapon 4. Now this is a slightly belated sequel. They waited 5 years.
6 years, man.
That's true. 6 years. I saw this one's the only Lethal Weapon movie I've seen in theaters.
I saw it in the theater too.
Yeah. And I didn't intend to. I wasn't a big Lethal Weapon guy, but I remember I was on a long drive with my father, and he needed a rest, and we didn't know what to do. We weren't hungry, and so
Okay.
there was a big movie theater in upstate New York, and we stopped there just to see what was playing, and like Lethal Weapon 4 was starting soon, and I was like, I'll see that. And so we went to see Lethal Weapon 4. I think my father napped through it.
Oh well, that's a good time to nap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I was at the time I was dating a girl, and it was kind of my birthday present. I said I want to see Lethal Weapon 4 because I'm a big Lethal Weapon fan. I was turning 20, and she agreed. Bless her soul.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember fucking hating it.
Well, at
I was
20,
so-
you're probably too old for this shit.
But I hated it way more then than I did now. Like I remember having
Sure, there were expectations at the time.
Yes, exactly, my friend. I remember having like a visceral reaction to it where I was like, I'm so sorry I brought you to this. It's such a fucking piece of shit, and that didn't change too much, but it changed a little bit.
It changed for me fairly significantly because I went into this movie expecting to watch just a piece of shit.
Right.
And it was, fine.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a watchable movie.
I was getting around to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Racist.
It wasn't. Huh?
Racist.
Oh, my first note is Chinese jokes.
So many Chinese jokes.
That's all I wrote. Chinese jokes.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Flied lice.
Ugh. What's interesting about it, I got to say right off the bat, I did make a note, is that Donner clearly has some political agenda or opinions about things. Because I wrote down, in Lethal Weapon 2, he kind of, and I don't want to say takes on, but whatever you want.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The
apartheid.
The South Africa stuff.
Lethal Weapon 3, there are several references to fur.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And 4, it's clearly an immigration thing and / NRA. There's like an anti-NRA thing going on. So I don't understand. Like he throws in these little things, but never really commits.
Listen, it's because in 1998, social issues didn't matter.
Yeah.
So no big deal. Riggs can beat up an Asian guy and tell him that he's going to stick an egg roll right up his ass.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great. Where was that scene? The scene where Martin Riggs rapes someone with an egg roll.
I don't know, man. He was slipping the bus.
Oh, shut up.
Slipping the bus.
Okay, so this was written by some talented writers.
Yeah, go educate me.
All right, Channing Gibson gets the final screenplay credit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he was known around this time for having created the fine but unjustly canceled TV series Murder One. And that's probably how he got the gig for this.
Okay.
And he went on to write a few other movies. I don't care about most of them, but he did write the unfairly maligned and totally watchable and fantastic The Rock / Johnny Knoxville vehicle Walking Tall.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you.
You ever see that?
Huh?
That's a really good movie.
Come on. Is it really?
Yes.
All right.
No irony here.
All right.
And story credit goes to Alfred Gough and Miles Miller, who went on after this to create Smallville.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and wrote some of the better episodes of that show.
Did you notice who shot the movie?
I'm not sure that I did.
Well, I'm glad that I brought it up.
Okay.
Because we are returning to our old friend, Andres Bartkowiak.
Oh, yeah. He's a director now. What has he done?
Well,
oh, wait, I know one thing off the top of my head. Another movie starring The Rock. Not unfairly maligned, very fairly maligned. And that is the video game adaptation Doom.
Oh, I don't.
Where the last 15 minutes are somewhat baller. But it's tough going before that.
No, he's directed 5 movies, but he shot a whole bunch of stuff, and the reason I bring him up is because we brought him up previously because he shot U.S. Marshals.
Oh, how about that? Wait,
Yeah.
What are the other movies he directed, though? He's got, like, a weird directing career.
Yeah, are you ready? Because the next one makes sense.
Okay.
Romeo Must Die.
Sure, working with Jet Li again. Romeo
Yeah.
Must Die. That was Jet Li's first like star vehicle. It's a weird movie. He bangs Aaliyah when she still had a head. And sorry.
Right.
What else you got?
Oh, I'm sorry. Give me a second, okay? He directed after that Exit Wounds.
Sure, I've seen that, starring DMX. It's DMX's third best movie after Belly and Cradle to the Grave.
He directed that too.
Oh, Cradle to the Grave. So what he's doing in that movie, his 2 stars, Jet Li and DMX, they come together and team up. Exit Wounds is a Steven Seagal picture too, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I believe that's one of his last
Probably right.
theatrically released movies. Not one of the better ones. I prefer Fire Down Below.
I'm clicking right now, and you are right.
Thank
Yes.
you. I've seen every movie this guy's ever made. What else you got?
Well done.
Yeah.
But he shot.
Wait. What are his other directing movies?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're into this now.
Yeah.
Exit Wounds, Cradle of the Grave, Doom, and Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
Okay, I've never seen that, but we've got to cover that for the podcast.
Street Fighter?
Yeah, that's a movie in which Kristen Kruk from Smallville, patently not Asian, plays a character named Chun-Li.
Okay. Right. But this guy shot like a billion movies, and some of them are really, really good. And I mean, that's why I remember when we did the U.S. Marshals, he was a topic of conversation because he's shot like The Verdict and Prizzi's Honor, and I'm picking and choosing here.
Understood.
Q&A.
Okay.
Falling Down.
Yeah.
Speed.
Okay, so a better DP than he is a director.
Goddamn right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Lethal Weapon 4.
Okay. Released July 10th, 1998.
Which makes sense and coincides with my birthday theory because I was July 21st. So.
Yeah, sure. So it's been out a week.
Yeah, right. I'm like, let's go to the movies.
Yeah. Budget of... Okay. This is crazy.
God. It is crazy.
All right. So the first three movies, we're keeping the budget right around the 30s.
Yeah.
All right. Budget of $125 million.
That is insane. Yeah.
Box office of 285.4. So I mean, if they kept that budget down to like even 45, this fucker's a huge hit.
That's true.
But
it's true.
They did not.
Right.
You're
right.
It's number 11 in box office for the year. I don't believe we've done 1998 yet.
I want to do it.
I have the top 10 written down.
I was so happy with my performance last week. I had listened to it, and I was very proud of myself. So let's see what I can do this time.
Okay. 1998, top 10. What do you got?
I got nothing. You need to start.
No, you don't want to take a couple guesses first?
That was a bad year in movies. That's all I remember when we used to do our top 10s. I remember 98 was not a good year cinematically.
There's a couple movies I enjoy in this top 10.
Yeah, no, start me off.
Okay, number 10, a maudlin, sappy dramedy featuring a man who committed suicide.
Robin Williams?
That's always my clue for Robin Williams.
Yeah, but that if you're talking about Good Will Hunting, that was
not.
97.
That's 97. Then that's not maudlin and sappy. That's a great movie.
I agree. When something comes, when dreams come around or whatever.
What Dreams May Come was that year, but he had an even more successful maudlin and sappy movie.
Flubber.
No, it's Patch Adams.
Holy shit.
Yep, laughter can heal.
Okay.
Number 9, a movie I love and you hate, featuring Mayor Ebert.
Independence Day.
No.
Mayor Ebert. That's 96, right?
No, it was a reaction to the bad reviews of Independence Day.
Godzilla.
That's right. Size matters. Okay. Number 8, the second most important movie about a substance that might wipe out America and indeed the planet. Featuring the second ever performance of Lily Sobieski, but in the credits for it says introducing, and I've always wondered, did the filmmakers behind this movie never see A Soldier's Daughter Never Cries?
Jesus Christ. Lily Sobieski of Eyes Wide Shut.
It also features Téa Leoni and Morgan Freeman and Elijah Wood.
Deep, the fucking planet destroying movie. I don't remember.
That's right. Called. Deep Impact.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 7, A movie influenced by the Lethal Weapon movies, and the appearance of which on the list makes the Lethal Weapon movies in 1998 totally irrelevant. Especially this fourth one.
I don't know.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I do. I like that you said that. Yeah, no, I'm not. I told you 98 is a weak year for me. I don't know, and that is not a good hint. I mean, I don't. What?
That's a
what
quote from a movie.
Do you? Rush Hour.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I got you. All right.
Okay, Rush Hour. Number 6. This great comedic actor has totally given up by this point. And is a remake of a movie that was, I believe, nominated for Best Picture in 1967.
I think I know what you're doing here, and I think you're going to say Eddie Murphy and Dr. Dolittle.
That is correct.
Yeah. All right, I'm getting on track, folks.
Number 5, a big comedic star of the time. This was his second best movie of the year, but it was more successful at the box office.
Nah, I need a little more.
It's a sports movie, kinda.
The Waterboy?
That is correct.
Look at me, man.
The Wedding Singer came out that year. How did The Waterboy make more money than The Wedding Singer?
I don't know, but you said sports movie, and I thought of an idiot, and then I thought of Adam Sandler. So there you go.
There you go. Number 4. It is Pixar's second film.
That has to be a Toy Story movie.
Nope. Toy Story's their first. What did they follow it up with before Toy Story 2? Dave Foley is the main voice in this.
Dave Foley of Kids in the Hall.
That is correct. And if we're talking 1998, of News Radio.
Okay. I don't know.
A Bug's Life.
Oh, all right.
Number 3, a film featuring Jonathan Richman as its narrator. And
I don't know who that is.
From The Modern Lovers.
Yeah.
And it's a big comedy, huge movie. It was a sort of a sleeper hit that year. And directed by a team of directors.
I don't know.
Takes place partly in Florida, partly in, I believe, Rhode Island.
You got me. I don't know.
There's Something About Mary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2, the more memorable planet exploding movie of the year.
Armageddon.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And number 1, it was the front runner for Best Picture this year, but it lost.
Ooh. Yeah, I remember that because Shakespeare in Love. Oh, Saving Private Ryan.
Correct.
Yeah, Shakespeare in Love beat it, right?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, that was the year Harvey Weinstein spent so much money promoting Shakespeare in Love as the Best Picture winner that he just, bought it, basically.
I love that we so don't want to talk about Lethal Weapon 4 that we've spent 15 minutes discussing the top 10. I love it.
Yeah, well, whatever. Okay, Lethal Weapon 4. You want to do the
matter.
plot?
Oh, fucking Christ. All right. Uncle Benny, a Chinese corrupt man.
A corrupt Chinaman.
A corrupt Chinaman. Imports immigrants for slave labor.
True.
We're done, right? That's
yeah. Okay, fine. And Murtaugh adopts a family of them.
Right. That's the plot. And
meanwhile, Murtaugh's daughter Rayanne is secretly engaged to Chris Rock, who's a cop. Detective Butters.
Excuse me. Rianne.
What'd I say?
Rayanne.
Oh man, I got My So-Called Life on the brain. It happens. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Okay, so this movie opens with Danny Glover and Mel Gibson battling the Batman villain Firefly.
That's exactly what I thought.
We just talked about him on a previous
Right.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a guy with like a flamethrower.
Because
And-
now we have to have these movies opening with some kind of skit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and we
Like
also have to have
that's
super
happening
villains
now.
in these movies.
Huh?
We also have to have super villains in these movies.
Right.
Yeah, so this one, Riggs really razzles. He's a real prankster, this guy.
Really doesn't. Yeah.
And he gets Murtaugh to distract Firefly by stripping down to his underwear, which have hearts on them, of course, and doing a chicken dance.
Oh,
It's very funny.
I was laughing.
TBS, very funny. Then we get a scene of Danny Glover and Joe Pesci fishing for all you gone fishing aficionados out there.
There you
That's
go.
what they call themselves. The people who are big fans of Gone Fishing, they call themselves aficionados.
I love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
thank you.
Yeah. Well, they do.
That had come out the
They're
year
slip-
before, so Danny Glover and Joe Pesci working a lot.
Well, and they're not just slipping the bass; they're slipping the bass.
Fuck, that was your first justified use of that in the history of this podcast.
Yeah, they're slipping the bass.
Okay. And the way Pesci's in this movie is he is now a private investigator. And that's fine. He's been through a lot of shit in 2 and 3, and he wanted to be a private investigator. I buy it. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But he's also just broing out with Riggs and Murtaugh in this movie.
Yeah.
And then we get introduced to the villains, and it's at this point I'm starting to get worried because Lethal Weapon is basically a police procedural already, just a movie series, not a TV show. And there's nothing I hate more in police procedurals than the Chinatown episode.
Oh, interesting.
Now,
Yeah.
have I told you this theory?
I don't know.
Every show that is a procedural in any way, I'm talking lawyers, medical, police.
Okay.
They've got to do 2 things at some point through the course of the series. One of those is an episode taking place in Chinatown where the social mores and laws are all different. And the other one is the Native American episode where they have to investigate on a Native American reservation or treat a Native American who has different values than they do.
Fascinating.
And those are the 2 most boring episodes of any procedural drama.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
I never heard that theory. Yeah.
They usually get them out of the way pretty early seasons. But I'm telling you, anytime a Native American shows up in the X-Files, I'm switching to the next episode. There's going to be some real mysticism. And Chinatown's just as bad. The Chinatown episode of the X-Files, super boring, only notable for having an extraordinarily young Lucy Liu in it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why the X-Files is my go-to for explaining this.
Oh, whatever.
But that's what this movie is, basically. It's the Lethal Weapon 4 Chinatown episode.
Okay.
Thankfully, you've got Jet Li involved, and this is Jet Li at the height of his game. He is doing crazy stunts, and I'm digging it.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's fine. His stunts are awesome, but not much of a villain. I mean,
He's got some charisma, though. He holds the screen.
you think he does?
I do.
Yeah. I mean, that's what was kind of occurring to me during this viewing. I was wondering, like, a silent villain is no new thing, but I kept thinking of, like, Jeremy Irons and Hans Gruber, and I was kind of like, oh, this is not really holding up. Or even, Joss Ackland in the Lethal Weapon 2.
I think he's as good as Joss Ackland in Lethal Weapon.
Oh, wow. No, I disagree. Yeah, and it's not his fault. I just don't.
Well, he can't speak the language. I don't think Jet
Well,
Li.
they wrote him that way though. That's
Yeah, I know,
well,
but I think because they didn't have confidence in Jet Li as an actor in American films, and I don't think he has a line in any movie until Romeo Must Die, and he doesn't
really?
even speak a lot in that thing.
Yeah. How did you like?
Do you like Jet Li as a movie star? Are there
I don't
Jet
even-
Li movies you like?
I gotta confess something to you, my friend. I don't think I've ever seen him in a fucking movie that I ever knew.
I've seen so many.
Yeah, I
Wait,
don't
that's
think
not true. Didn't you see the Expendables 3? He's in those.
Okay, well, I guess it was Expendable because I don't remember him in that.
He's like the Asian fella that manages to fit in tight spaces. He's sort of like that guy in the Oceans movies. In
Oceans movie.
Yeah, I also saw that weird superhero movie, The One, that he was in. I've seen a lot of Jet Li movies for some reason.
I don't know this fucking guy at all. I mean, I know him, but I when I was watching this, I don't think I've seen him in anything. So.
I'm looking him up now. He was in. Oh, I saw him in The Mummy: Tomb of the Dragon Emperor,
Not me.
which I watched on my birthday one year.
Nice.
That was that night I got molested at that party. Remember that?
What?
Oh, don't you remember that girl? I was like passed out drunk on a bed, and like Alex found that girl on top of me.
Oh yes, I do remember that.
Yeah,
Boy,
was
that's an odd memory.
classic memory.
Wow, I do remember that.
Oh, I also saw Kiss of the Dragon with Bridget Fonda.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Because at the time I had such a hard-on for Bridget Fonda, and I saw the trailer for that movie, and I was like, she's a brunette in this one? Sold.
I saw her in the other movie with an Asian man, Chow Yun Fat. Didn't they do a movie together?
I might be thinking of that movie.
I think you are, motherfucker.
What movie's
yeah.
that? Wait, I've seen Kiss of the Dragon. Oh, no, that's Kiss of the Dragon. Yeah, Kiss of the
That's
Dragon
not-
with Bridget Fonda. I have seen it. She was in a Chow Yun Fat picture, too?
Yes. So let's just.
Is it the Replacement Killers?
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I've seen that, too. That's not as good. Chow Yun Fat is a better actor than Jet Li, but his movies aren't as fun.
That's the same year, I believe. I'm pulling that out of my head, but I
Maybe.
believe that.
Kiss of the Dragon, I got it pulled up right now, was written by Luc Besson. Maybe that's why I saw it.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad that we are making Chinese jokes and Asian jokes like the movie.
We're not really. They're not like the movie.
You confused.
We're
Jet Li with
ignorant.
Chow Yun Fat.
I didn't. You did. Jet Li
No,
was in
you
Kiss of
did.
the Dragon.
Okay, but Bridget Fonda, is she in both of those?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
She's in Kiss of the Dragon. You want me to see if she's in Replacement Killers? This will decide whether you are racist.
Well, I know she is, so already I am.
No, it's Mira Sorvino, you piece of shit.
Oh, look at me!
Yep.
Awesome.
Remember when Mira Sorvino was a movie star?
What happened to her? I love her. God, when I saw Mighty Aphrodite, I wanted to move to LA and try to meet her.
That's how I was with Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
Oh, really? Yeah.
The last thing I saw her in was this terrible TV movie called Human Trafficking with Donald Sutherland. And,
I remember that.
The problem with her in that movie, she'd gotten really skinny. She always had a little meat on her bones. That's when she was looking better. And she was always sort of just okay as an actor. So
in Mighty Aphrodite, she is just all right.
She's fun. She's fun. So what else? What do you think of Chris Rock in this movie?
I'm glad you brought that up. I remember when I saw it almost 20 years ago, thinking he was terrible, and now I didn't mind him so much.
I think he's terrible.
Yeah, he's still terrible, but the movie itself, I remember thinking when I saw it, because I didn't see it again. I never saw it again. I thought he was one of the big problems with him, but he's just a number of problems.
Yeah, he's not in it enough to be a big problem.
Right. Yeah, he's okay.
Every time he shows up, he's basically just he's riffing. like stand up. He had just done Bring the Pain at the time. I think Bigger and Blacker might have come out this year. Am I
Yeah,
wrong
and
about that?
I had mentioned this on, I don't know, 30 episodes ago, I don't know, but I had seen him live about a year
Yeah,
before.
I remember.
And he, I was a, huge fan, but I remember I remember thinking when I saw it, like, he just shouldn't act.
Yeah, I think he's still not a good actor,
No, he's not.
but I think he's gotten better over the years.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Yeah.
fairly watchable in things like I Think I Love My Wife
I didn't see that, yeah.
or 2 Days in New York. But
He's still bad, though, in this.
yeah,
but-
no, he's still bad now, but he's better
right.
now, and he worked better. I'm a little embarrassed. It's kind of a guilty pleasure. I like those early 2000s Chris Rock vehicles,
Oh, really? Like the one where he's president and all that shit?
Head of State
I
and
didn't see it.
and Down to Earth.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see those. Yeah.
You might like those.
Mm.
You might. If you see him on
All right.
TV ever, give it a shot.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
But whatever. So yeah, he's sort of just in this movie, and the scenes are bad. He has this weird scene with Joe Pesci where they're talking about how bad cell phones are, which is hilarious. Because they're riffing on cell phones in 1998. None of the jokes make sense anymore. It's all about how many minutes they give you, which is amazing.
Oh, my God.
And
Like the Die Hard fax machine joke, except it goes on forever.
Yeah. Ooh, good point. And it's also there's a scene where Murtaugh thinks Chris Rock is hitting on him.
Yeah, well,
There's
not a scene. It's like the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of gay panic in this movie.
Yeah.
There's gay panic.
Gay panic.
And I don't know, but there's good stuff in this movie. And okay, so the two best things about this movie, one is an action beat and one is an emotional beat.
Okay.
Which should I do first?
Let's go for the emotional beat.
Okay, the whole movie is like Riggs has now been with Rene Russo for 6 years.
Yeah.
Rene Russo's ready to get married, but I'm glad they didn't handle her as like, women are crazy about getting married.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
she's sort of like, I like Riggs, I'm happy to not be married, but it'd be cool to get married.
Right.
And Riggs, he feels bad because he still misses his wife,
Sure.
his dead wife, and the whole movie, like, that's Riggs's emotional arc in this movie, is coming to terms with moving on from his previous marriage and convincing himself that his wife would be okay with that. And
Right.
and I think it kind of works. It's a way better emotional arc than he had in part 3. And I think the scene at the end with him at his ex-wife's gravesite and Joe Pesci showing up and relating it to him wanting to be friends with Riggs and Murtaugh was very sweet.
Yeah, it kind of was. I agree with you. I kind of hated myself for liking a story about a frog, but it did kind of work. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So that, and then what was your other point?
I think the fucking car chase with Riggs on top of that fucking table that's getting dragged behind the truck
That was pretty cool.
is baller.
That was pretty cool.
It goes on for a really long time, and I'm entertained.
It was really long, and they clearly didn't know. They couldn't find a stunt double that looked anything like Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I thought about that a couple times, too.
Which is not something I really honestly ever normally notice or pick on, but it was really bad. But it is a very creative and very well shot scene. It's very cool.
It is well shot. But it's the least well shot movie of the 4.
Oh, you think? I thought it was better shot than Jan de Bont's 3.
This is the movie where I'm giving Richard Donner LVP.
Well, I am too. but you're not giving it to the DP.
No, because it's not the DP's fault. It looks fine. It's just it's paced badly. It's way too long, and he's shooting martial arts sequences in this one because you got Jet Li. And listen, watch any great martial arts movie, Enter the Dragon or whatever.
Right.
Like, the fun thing about martial arts movies is just point the camera at the fight, and the martial artists will do the work.
It takes
martial
care of
arts
itself.
is fun to watch.
Right.
Richard,
that's a really good point.
There's so many cuts in the martial arts scenes in this movie.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I didn't think about that.
Jet Li will do like a combination of like 5 different kicks, and you got to cut between each kick.
Right.
It's really annoying, and it takes the punch out of those scenes. No pun intended.
Yeah. All right. I'm
there
with
you go. I've been yapping. What do you have?
The Young Pope airs tonight and Monday. I'm sorry. Another one of my notes.
I was going to save that for the plugs.
I think you'll be surprised at my MVP.
Who do you got? Wait, are we done talking about the movie?
What?
Are we done talking about the movie?
Well, I kind of am. I mean, what do you think of the final sequence? The rain sequence.
Oh, it was pretty good. It was all right. Yeah. Too many cuts. That was my only beef.
Right.
I
knew we were going to talk about the pilot for the show, so I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Well, let's wrap up in a second. I just want to talk about the sort of epilogue of this movie where everyone's at the hospital because Rene Russo and Danny Glover's daughter are, of course, both giving birth at the same time.
Oh.
Why does stuff get weirdly religious in that scene where Rene Russo wants a minister to marry them while she's in the hospital?
Yeah, that's really weird. And they get like a rabbi.
Yeah.
Played by crossover franchise actor Fletch's boss.
Oh my God! Good catch.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but I saw it right away. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are some slightly anti-Semitic jokes in there, and Mel Gibson believes that Joe Pesci was an angel sent to him by his wife.
Correct.
They step on a glass because that's the only thing anybody knows about Jewish weddings.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
And then
very odd. You're right. I don't know why that was thrown in there. Very strange.
And then they get it. Everyone's there, right? Like the whole Murtaugh family. Darlene loves hanging out, not singing. She doesn't get to sing a single time in these movies, even though she has a great voice.
Great.
Sure,
that would have been great.
It's like when Mandy Patinkin's in something and he doesn't sing. Just let him sing. Or Peter Gallagher. Let Peter Gallagher sing as much as he wants.
He sings?
Yeah, he's got a great voice.
I didn't know that.
Fucking, and Will Smith, he should be rapping in all these movies. Where's the Collateral Beauty rap?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Wiki Beauty.
Oh!
Nice. I heard that Wild Wild West song the other night. It holds up.
No, it
Yeah, Jim. The name's West. Jim West.
Oh, Lord.
And
wait. Can I come back?
Hey, we could do that one in our little series. We were thinking about doing movies that were intended to be franchises.
Yes, for sure. That's going to be for our listeners. That's our we were going to do like a little bonus episode, right?
We'll see. Let's not flag it up yet.
Flag it up. No flagging.
Yeah.
Well, can I say
so
my
then
MVP?
wait. So they all get their picture taken by a fella, and he's like, "Hey, what are you guys, friends?"
Oh.
And they go, "No, we're family." They all say it at the same time. Freeze frame. End of movie. I have a big question in that scene. Why is their boss there? Is he an important enough character?
He's my MVP.
I don't believe he's part of the family.
He's my MVP.
He's funny in this movie. I like when he bumps them up to
It's
captains.
hysterical.
Yeah, that's a good
Captain
scene.
Murphy, played by Steve Kahan. Kahan. I don't know what his
I
fucking
don't
name
know
is,
either.
but I wanted to flag him up. Last episode, he's great, and he's always good in these movies. And I love when he bumps them up, and he's like, "It's the most painful fucking experience in my life." You know what I mean? You know what
Sure.
I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I love that guy. He's great. He's my MVP.
Okay.
He gets no love, and he's fucking great. And then at the end of the movie, he's in that horrible scene with, like you said, the photo op. But he's my MVP.
My MVP. Oh wait, what'd you give this movie?
I'm gonna go with 2.
Yeah, me too. But you know what? Not terribly far from a 3.
Oh, for me, it's okay.
Yeah.
Pretty far from a 3 for me. It's a solid 2.
Okay. I am gonna give my MVP. I have not done it yet in the Lethal Weapon series. I'm gonna go with Mel Gibson.
Really?
I think he's committed in this one. He's really trying. He's very good in the graveyard scene at the end.
Yeah.
And most importantly, it's 1998. He has figured out that accent. American accent. Almost flawless. I can't believe how much he's improved since the first movie.
Look at you giving Mel Gibson an MVP.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
I know.
Well,
He must have hated that rabbi, though.
Yeah. In the year of actual neo-Nazis, he doesn't seem that bad, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
He's a piece of shit, and he'd like to see me dead. But
I don't believe that. I think there are other people that would like to see you dead, not him. But, yeah.
I wish people on the street were punching him.
Hey, Jodie Foster loves him.
Ugh, I know. All
Who's your
right, my
who's your
LVP
LVP?
is Richard Donner this time.
Me too.
Yep.
And I had only in the same superhero count. I looked up everybody, and I only found Rene Russo again. So
Really, Chris Rock never
Yeah.
been in a superhero thing.
I looked everybody, man.
Jet
Nobody.
Li?
No,
Yeah, I
nothing.
guess
I
not.
looked him up. Especially, I looked him up. I thought he'd be in something, but he wasn't. So, no.
Okay. Hey, is your mic near your computer? Because I can hear myself, and it's annoying.
I told you my headphones aren't working.
I
It's
know,
not.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hey, so that's Lethal Weapon 4. Hey, do you want to rank the movies now, or should we get straight into the TV show?
We can rank the movies.
All right, I've got very definitive rankings for these movies. It's very clear to me.
Go ahead.
2, 1, 4, 3.
Wow. All right. 1, 2, 4, 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So you this might be the first franchise we covered where you rank a sequel ahead of the original?
Friday the 13th.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that might
All
be
right.
it.
There you go.